Hello everyone, my name is Crow, and this is Project Architect 2. This is episode 25. So over the last couple episodes, we've been progressing on our Archimeat. And this is the kind of the first real EMC duplication, because I'm going to be, in order to create this, I'm going to be putting in like 20 million EMC and getting out 50 million EMC. So this is going to be like a cyclical thing that I can just kind of have running nonstop. So that is kind of the thing that we've been working towards. We've been crafting all these plushies, and last time we finally created our Wither plushie. So we are ready to make the Archimeat. The problem is that in order to make the Archimeat, we have to use mechanical crafters. This is not bad. It's totally something I can do. I do have a fair amount of stress, create stress available, because I do have all these water wheels set up. It's just a matter of harnessing them and putting everything together. So first things first is we're going to go ahead, and I have a mechanical press set up here. And I'd like to, in order to make the mechanical crafters, we need brass casings, electron tubes, and crafting tables. I'm going to need a total of 9, so just 3 crafts. I might be able to do that right now. All right, so I do have enough, and then I do need 1 more brass casing, which means I need a log. And then brass. Okay. So this is the absolute bare minimum of how this is going to work. Oh, hello. Let's check our chunk boundaries here. So if now the real question is, if I set it up here and I chunk load this area, will I need to chunk load all these areas because this is where the stress is coming from? I kind of think I will. Well, all right, well, this is the center line right here. And so all right, and mechanical crafters, you can put them in any configuration you want. You just have to arrange them so that these arrows all come together at one point in the end. So I could have these 3 columns be separate, and then just this one here pointing at the bottom. So I could do this. And that would also work just as well. I could do this, and then this will come over here. And I mean, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that they all kind of come together at one final crafter in the end. So this is going to work just fine. All right, so let's... All right, and I need to get some stress over here. turn this off. I did make some recipes for some of the create pieces, like the cogs and whatnot. Oh, do I have a gearbox? I do have a gearbox. And there we go. Okay, super janky. But that's okay. Get these things kind of put away here. And let's have a look, see what we need. Okay, so it's B, pig, axolotl. That's weird. Are these not, these don't count as plush? Oh, they aren't plushies. Okay. Okay, so B, pig, axolotl. I need an evoker. I think that's bottom right. I need a dragon. I need a wither. I'm going to need, what is the other ones? A goat. Goat. It was a guardian. Dragon, goat, warden. Dragon, goat, warden. And then wither, elder guardian, evoker. Wither, elder guardian, evoker. Okay. All right. And it's pretty slow. That's totally okay. I mean, it's not that slow. And let's see it turn into an Archimeat. There we go. All right. Awesome. So I just gained, 30 odd million EMC. So the key here is, let's have a look at my, okay, so I have plenty of room in the behind here. So if I were to do a, now the real question is, can I, because there's an EMC limit of 4,000 per second. Does that mean that I can't do a, let's see, like a B? Right, because I'm gonna have to have this B. Okay. Okay, so even though, so it's working, even though the limit is below the 5, how much is this? Even though the limit is below the 2 million EMC, it can still do it. So that means I can probably use like my lowest possible EMC limit. Okay. Okay, so then I just need to make sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up these EMC links, but I'm going to disconnect these so that it only pulls from where it's supposed to pull from. And then this one, so this is where I'm going to feed back into the EMC here, EMC link here. Okay. All right. So then if I do this guy right here, okay, so let me do this recipe one more time. Be an axolotl. And there's a pig. Here's a goat. And a warden. And a dragon. And an evoker. And a wither. And an elder. All right, and is that the right? Bee, pig, axolotl, dragon. Okay. So this is the right thing. Now I do have to make sure that this is correct on the back. So I need axolotl here. And then warden and then evoker. Okay, and then the middle is pig, goat, elder guardian. Pig, goat, elder guardian. And then bee, dragon, wither. Bee, dragon, wither. And I already had the bee one loaded in there. Okay, so this should start crafting automatically. Very good. And then, more importantly, this should... Okay, so that was the right recipe. So now this should automatically pull. There we go. And then my Archimeat should automatically flow. And we saw in the top there, you just saw the 49 million. All right. So now this is a sustainable positive 39 million. Now I'm interested how fast I can export here. You know, I really am kind of interested about that. Oh, this is like like, you know, EMC, the very lowest tier EMC link, and that is, you know, well above what I would need. Okay. Cool. So I'm just going to leave this kind of going nonstop. This is going to be much more than I will probably need, at least until I upgrade my EMC production. And that is going to be doing these other things here. Oh, do I get a... Do I get a EMC? Oh, I get another reward. Diamond helmet. Okay, great. So okay, what I would like to do is I'd like to speed this up, and I would also like to make this wireless because this just looks so janky. So I would like to kind of spruce this area up a little bit. And to do that, I want to make what's called a void motor. And a void motor, if we see here, it transmits rotational force across distances. So what that will do is I can hook up a void motor to all of these things, and then as an input, and then have this one be just a void motor output. But void motor, what does that require? So that requires a void casing, which is the void steel. So how do I make the void steel? Is netherite and then ender pearl. We'll make one. If we make 10, let's make 10. And then an ender. And it needs to be heated. All right, and there's the void steel making. The other piece of the void motor is a graviton tube, which needs polished amethyst and a void steel sheet. Okay, that's easy. Amethyst, I can... That has an EMC value, and then I can... I think I have some sandpaper. Maybe not. Oh, you know what? I think sandpaper has... I swear that sandpaper had EMC. Yes, yes it did. And then the polished amethyst, of course, has... Oh, actually, you know, let me just get a stack of that. Perfect. Okay, void motor. Graviton tube. Let's make 2 of these guys. I do have the void casing on Autocraft using my combiner. And, oh, you know what? Let me just make another one. Yeah. All right, so this means, let me just go over here, and I don't think I'm using... Am I using this stress? Okay, so I am using this stress here. All right. So now if I use 2 cogs, And there we go. So that will actually slow this down because this, I don't know if I showed this, but I gear shifted this up because I have three sets of water wheels. So this one is all off of one bank of water wheels, which is 10 water wheels. And so I'm gear shifting this up. So I guess what I really need to do is to make a precision mechanism. I need 5 brass sheets. Because if I can make some precision mechanisms, then I can if I can make some precision mechanisms, then I can make a rotational speed controller. All right, and deployer. Okay. And I think I got enough stuff to make, oops. Oh, do I have a brass funnel? So that goes in, that goes out. That's gonna be there. That's gonna go there. Where's my shafts? Okay. And then I need to power this somehow. Let's get some chain drives over here. Ooh, and that is the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Super dirty to the point though. Let's get I think it's a gold sheet. And then I'm going to need some cogs. And then I need some okay, what's the precision mechanism? Okay, so it's cogwheel, large cog, iron nugget. So now what I should be able to do is pop that on there. And this will only allow this through. Yes. So the brass funnels you can filter. And the way that the create works is that the deployer gets first dibs on this thing. So as soon as the deployer does what it is doing, then it gets sucked in. And because it was no longer an incomplete mechanism, it couldn't go in there, and so it continued along into here. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what I need. Now I need this with a brass casing. I think this goes in my combiner as well. Yes. Now this is a rotation speed controller. So I need this guy. So this should start spinning, and it sure is. There we go. Okay, so now this is going at 16 RPMs. It's transferring up to this big cogwheel, which is powering this directly. Now the question is, can I make this go faster? This is only being fed by this one wheel. However, it is linked to these wheels. So theoretically, I should be pulling in these two full sets of stress. I mean, that's pretty sweet. I can go max speed. So when I'm going this fast, I am limited a little bit by the... I think I'm actually being limited more by the pipes than anything. Because it takes like a good 2 seconds for it to get from point A to point B. This is pretty cool though, right? Okay, so now let's see if we can make a stressometer. I need to make a speedometer, which is that's okay. Okay. Oh, I need goggles. Okay, for just a second, I'll use this. Okay. So I'm using 35% of my capacity. If I were to... If I were to capture this as well, which I believe it's going to do, then I should be using less. Yeah, so 27% of my capacity. All right. Well, we finally have because this is, again, this is all passive, no energy required. So I finally have a fully automated, zero energy EMC solution. This is going to be running basically infinitely. I could duplicate this. I'm not sure it's necessarily worth it because I will be getting into the next pieces of this, right? Like this, I'm going to take 50 million EMC and turn it into 250 million EMC. So it may not be worth it to, replicate this like a million times. And again, this is using 27% of my stress. So, I mean, there will be absolutely a limit as to how much I'm producing with my current setup. And I don't really want to set up like a ton more, stress sources. It's just, I'm not sure it's worth it. But I can get rid of all this. Now that I can make precision mechanisms, I can get rid of all this garbage and have just a void motor set up for everything. So that's probably what I'll eventually end up doing. Just make this a little bit prettier and, fix all the drippiness. So, but all right. Well, I think that's it for today. Next time we'll look at some continuing on with the pack and getting using this Archimeat and getting into the next little pieces of automation. So thanks for watching. If you have any tips or tricks or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Take care.